Hi Sagittarius, this is Amanda Narduzzi. Thanks for being here. We're keeping it warm, keeping it cozy. This reading is going to be for April 29th to May 5th. So as always, drop into your heart space. Let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within so that you can determine which messages are for you and which messages are for other people. I will also be tuning in. I feel pretty open because I did a few signs before you. So let's just hop right in and settle into the energy of what is this week for Sagittarius. Okay, so the focus of your reading, you have the Three of Wands. Now, the Three of Wands is about having the foundation laid, you have your bags packed, and you're ready to roll on a dream, a manifestation. It's almost, I'm hearing like it's a work in progress. So it's almost like you've been steadily moving towards a goal. You've steadily been moving towards something. You had an inspiration or an idea. There was some type of action behind it. There is some foundation in your life that has been laid for something. Okay, so let's see what other energies. You might have to do some restructuring around, it's almost like you've laid the groundwork or you've prepared for the journey, and now it's time to do a little bit of restructuring so that you can sustain this thing that you're trying to create. You have the Tower and you have the Queen of Cups. Now I know people go, oh, the Tower. It looks scary, but it's not that bad, I promise. I love the Tower because I am constantly going through Tower moments myself. I don't view towers as a complete doomsday like a lot of people, because in order for things to change, you need to step out of your comfort zone. Things from the old need to fall away in order to make room for the new. And when the tower comes into play, we are talking about, like, quite literally, I'm just getting the word restructuring for you guys. Like, I am channeling straight reconstruction. I feel like this is a very knowing thing. Some of you are taking a sledgehammer to your walls. You are knowingly restructuring this. You're like, I am reworking this whole bad boy and I'm making it my own sanctuary. It's almost like you got sick of looking at the same prison cell is what I'm getting. You almost got sick of looking at the same wall again and again, and you are quite literally taking a sledgehammer to it. And it's almost like I see you dressing it up and designing it to be more you. So it's almost like I'm hearing like it's almost like you have like a clever way of doing this almost. I don't know why that specific thing is coming through. It's almost like you have a take on this that other people wouldn't typically. It's almost like other people typically wouldn't take the path that you're taking, so they do want to comment and say you're being very clever about this. The Queen of Cups is about discernment. So it's all, with these two being parallel, it's almost like you are fine-tuning to the details. The Queen of Cups is hardcore focused on this cup that she has in her hand, and she is looking at the specific carved points of the cup, because it's almost like I'm actually getting, for whatever reason, that you want to recreate this cup. So it's almost like you notice something that somebody else is doing, and that channeling this straight through here is, it's almost like you've noticed something that somebody else is doing, and you're kind of playing a little bit of a follow the leader here, where you're like, oh, I want that cup that somebody else has. It's almost like this isn't her cup, but she's like, I'm going to look at this, and I'm going to look at the very specific designs because I want this cup. I might not want some things of this cup. I want to individualize it. I want to make it me. I don't really like that symbol, but I like this taste of what this could bring me in my life. And it's almost like that is what you are tuning into. And I see you, so interesting. I see you circling certain things like a hawk, and you're like, okay, I am ready to fix this up to be more of what I'm looking for. And I'm hearing like for some of you, it's restructuring yourselves. For some of you, it's restructuring your environment. Quite literally a physical, it could be like reinventing a room, that you have. For a lot of you though, I do feel like for some of you, it's reinventing yourselves, and it's like, okay, well, what do I have to be in order to get to this goal? Or what kinds of thing do I have? I'm hearing, what kind of company do I have to keep? That's like another thing in mind too. They say, what's that phrase that's coming to mind? It's like, they say that you are the 5 people that you spend the most time with or something. And it's almost like you are recognizing, oh, there's some company that, I'm keeping that don't really offer, like, they're not really like a soundboard, or like, it's almost like I'm getting that like you might need visionaries to surround yourself with, and you might not, I don't see you like completely cutting people out, though you might be on that phase of your journey. It's almost like I see you like wanting to expand your circle of connections to include visionaries, so that way like people to get close to, so that you have like soundboards for your ideas, or you have certain supports, or you have somebody who has that critical eye towards what it is that you have a critical eye for. It's almost like you need that energy to sync up with, so that you can help, so that it's almost like I'm hearing like somebody to visit you, somebody to help with your creations. You also have, let's see what other tarot you have going on here. You also have the 5 of Cups, and you have the 4 of Pentacles. Everybody Everybody's getting the Four of Pentacles today. Dang. The Five of Cups talks about there could be an energy of feeling hopeless, especially when it comes to finances. The Pentacles is typically ruling finances, but it can also be material. It's material wealth. It's just resources in general, dealing with the very physical material world. I also assign spirituality to the Four of Pentacles too, though I'm not really sure that has a place in this reading. It doesn't feel like the energy's there. It almost feels like or maybe like I do feel like maybe something financially unexpected has come up and that's kind of left you feeling a little depleted, and that's why you're in the Four of Pentacles stage of needing to keep your finances close, you need to keep your energy close. Or it's almost like people have kind of let you down, or energies in your life has let you down and make you feel kind of like drained. Like Five of Cups is usually when we input like emotional energy into something. We invest time, energy, love into something, and then our hopes have been kind of dashed, or I'm hearing like things went a different way than intended. So that being said, when the Four of Pentacles comes up alongside it as a parallel, it just tells me that as a result, it's almost like you've needed to keep your energies close, and it's almost like you've needed to summon those energies back. It's interesting because we have 5 and then we get knocked down to 4 here. Even though they're 2 different suits, it almost feels like, a cup has spilled. So now you are protecting the 4 that you have left almost. You're protecting the energies that you have left, and you're like, ooh, snap. And you're like looking to replenish. And this is where that restructuring comes into play. This is where this is probably pointing towards one of the things that you need to restructure in order to accommodate what exactly it is you want to create, or what it is that you want to refine in your life. Let's dip into some oracle cards and see what else we have going on for you. We have Dream Thief, refusal of the call. So this is quite literally a call being screamed in your face. This is like, this is an adventure that Spirit wants you to take, but it's almost like I want to wait to take it. I'd say that's okay, but it's almost like, let me see if I can pull the book on this, because I want to make sure I'm like sticking to the card here, and I feel like this card always brings more to the surface than what is being channeled through me. I do feel things are like thieving your energy too, and that's why like there's restructuring feels called to come in. So Dream Thief, rejection of the path of fulfillment, refusal of the call. The Dream Thief is a soft and compelling seductress. Her only purpose is to keep you hypnotized by comfort and sameness. She wants you to tell your old stories over and over so you don't evolve beyond them. Ask yourself whether you are reverting back to the familiarity of your origin story of why you were wounded or when you were rejected. Do you talk about how your family molded you as a child without also acknowledging that you've already become someone else? Teaching from an old wound will never allow you a new adventure. Instead, bring to mind how you've already changed, remembering that you have new stories to rely and build upon. Do you want to move beyond the barrier of glass you've placed between you and the horizon? You can, and it's not difficult. Answer the call to a new adventure and drop your resistance to sailing the uncharted seas of your potential. The wind will soothe and sing the Dream Thief to sleep so you can wake up and move forward. You are so much more than you know. Now it's time to express what has lain dormant. Your new adventure has already begun. So I do want to call attention to, even though that might seem a little discouraging of like, oh, I'm letting other things block my restructuring. I'm letting other things block my way forward. No, because you have the Three of Wands here. The Three of Wands is saying that you already have all your bags packed. Some of you are just hesitant to take the step because you are in that familiarity. And overall, I do see your energy moving towards change, moving towards restructuring. I do feel like not only the skills and being capable, but I feel the energy in your spirit say, yes, I want this. Yes, I want to make this change. But again, this is just saying that basically everything that I just read of needing to step out of your comfort zone a little bit, because again, it's that wanting to return to that familiarity. Just let your story change as it needs to. Okay, we're going to see what other messages we have coming through. But to move into beyond the Three of Wands state and starting to embark on that journey to cross that desert, to get to those mountains that you need to get to. It's, let's step out of our comfort zone. It's like, I need to step out of my comfort bubble and I need to change this part. I need things to, it's almost like you're wanting things to look a certain way, but it's almost like you need to embark on the journey to get there. You're not going to have your cup immediately carved out and finished before you start your journey. So just understand that you will have to go through some trials to get those skills to carve out the specific symbols that you want, because you might carve out symbols in the cup and have the cup not look good. You might be like, oh, I don't really like the look of this cup. I don't really like the face that this brings, so I want to create something new, or you might have to carve out a certain point and then recarve something, but that's only going to be learned through experience. So Spirit's like, this is the specific phrase that's coming to mind, is allow yourself to be teachable. Allow Spirit to teach you. Allow your higher self to show you the way so that you can carve the life that you want, right? You also have stargazers. Set your sights higher. Some of you are conforming too much to your limitations. Some of you are viewing your life and your limitations and saying, I can't achieve this thing because I'm here. I can't see a way forward, or I can't see a clear path. And because I can't see a clear path, I am here. And I'm going to be stuck here. And that is not the case, okay? Again, that's where this restructuring comes into play. That's where when you go through this energy, this vibration of change, things align, things shift, and then other opportunities that I'm hearing better opportunities that you didn't get before are becoming more magnetized towards you. They're syncing up a little bit more to you. And then again, this is why the tower revisits us time and time again, which is why I say never fear a tower moment. This is an amazing thing, because while yes, it's challenging initially, it does bring opportunities for growth later. It brings more opportunities that better align with you. I always find that after I get the tower, once the dust settles, once I make that change, like I've gotten used to making those changes now. It is incredibly frustrating sometimes, but I am getting used to my life being a whirlwind of change, because every time that change takes place, a better opportunity than what I had previously received comes in. So knowing that opportunities get better from here, try to set your sights higher. What is it, without the limitations of your circumstances, your situation right now, what is it that you want? So try not to look too closely at what is in front of you, but try to expand your imagination and think beyond the realms of reality here, and think, okay, in a perfect world, what can I be? In a perfect world, what would I like to achieve? And then be open to the possibility of receiving that in whatever way. Okay, some people get very lost in the whys, the hows. They can't see a clear path, so they don't dream that. Spirits keep saying, dream bigger. Dream bigger. We need you to dream bigger. We invite you to play in your imagination and to get that thing. Like, we will help you get that. We will help you work towards it, but we want you to dream. We want you to get excited. We want you to be open for it. And that's going to help. Yes. Your next card is yes. So this is literally like, I do feel like, again, you will be successful in this. This is just double confirmation of everything I've been saying. This is possible for you. It is like you are on the right path for this. If you are at a crossroads, and again, I do feel like sometimes that's presented with the tower. The crossroads are presented with the tower because, again, it's that, are we going to stay on the same path and be stuck in our situation, or are we going to change? And again, I do feel like your energy is very much towards change. Some of you with the tower, we are forced to make that change. But again, I see some of you being willingly with a sledgehammer, taking a sledgehammer to the walls. This is a change you are actively making because it's almost like you need to see something different out of the situation that you're in right now. But that being said, Spirit's like dancing like, yes, yes, yes. This overall comes with a very positive, feels very sun card, like an optimistic type of card to get, because it's almost like when Spirit sings and dances with you, when you're stepping into further alignment, you see more of the magic in the world, because you are taking aligned and Spirit directed choices. You are taking choices that are from you. Like, this is Spirit directed, but it's like I'm hearing like you're answering your highest calling. So even though the Dream Thief says a refusal of the call, and it sounds kind of like, oh, what do you mean up front? I see you guys following through with it. I see you coming up here. There's a lot of threes in your reading too. You have 13, the 3 of Wands. You just have some odd numbers here, which does symbolize like a change and transitionary time. Like, threes are usually like, odd numbers are like, I don't know. I find like evens are kind of the easy ground, or like they feel more aligned and in sync. And then like ones, threes, fives, one is more oneness to me. But when I see threes, when I see fives, when I see sevens, nines, they're beautiful numbers, but it almost feels like there is an energy shift that comes with those numbers, right? So that being said, oh goodness, that one wanted to come out. The healer. I am loving and compassionate and able to bring healing to others. Some of you are healers, and Spirit wants me to remind you that for those of you who identify as light workers, for those of you who are bringing your light to the world, you don't have to be in spirituality to be a light worker. Some of you are just channeling divine gifts, like through being a doctor or a lawyer or something, bringing some type of divine working channeled through you to being of service to the world in some way. That is what a healer is. And that is what I like. This energy that I'm connecting with right now is saying that, just reminding you that the journey of being a healer, like the path to being a healer, it's not linear. It will present challenges, as with any type of path you take in life, but specifically with healer, you will be challenged. Like your character will feel challenged. You will feel challenged to do a lot of shadow work. It's just a reminder that, we just want to remind you that you are a healer, that you are on the right path here. Spirit's actually telling me that, like, I don't know, I think they're saying that I'm missing the point. So let me tune into that card a little bit more. There's something else that they want you to grasp at. It's almost like they want you to take a closer look. She's holding this, I think that's clear quartz in her hand. She's holding this crystal in her hands, and she's tuning in very closely to it. And it's almost like I can't help but feel like the message here is that you might be missing it. So it's almost like you need a reminder, or coming back to your purpose, or reconnecting with your why of why you chose to be a healer, why you chose this path, why you chose to channel this specific thing to the collective. So reconnecting with that why almost helps embrace this path a little bit more, right? And it's almost like the restructuring is more than just about you. It is about serving the world in the way that you want to serve it. And that kind of helps put it into perspective a little bit, because it's almost like adds to a purpose greater than yourself. And it feels like something that you're more willing to take if you frame it like that. So that being said, it's almost like Spirit's like they need to be reminded that they are a healer, and they need to be reminded that this path isn't easy. It's supposed to be challenging. So just because it's challenging does not mean that you're doing anything wrong or that you're making the wrong choices. It just means that, it's Spirit reaffirming, like, it's okay that you might be having a hard time right now. It's okay if these changes are difficult to make. It's almost like Spirit's like, you're special. You're being given these challenging things because you are a healer. Like, when we bring such wisdom, when we channel such wisdom to the collective, when we channel these abilities, it is because we have to. They say that in order to, just for as an example, they say that to teach suffering, you must go through a certain amount of suffering on your own in order to be able to teach it the way that you do. And that's almost what I have to remind myself. It's like, okay, I feel a little better going through my suffering, because then I can show others the way. Then I can show others how to get through their own suffering. And it doesn't feel as lonely when you find that connection point with other people as well. So just keep that in mind. If you have a healer community to rely on, just to reach out to them. You also have 260. I'm pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. I always read these messages twice. Take time to offer your presence to your family and loved ones. They need you. One more time. Take time to offer your presence to your family and loved ones. They need you. So this might be where they're asking you to bring your healer aspect into play. Only to those energies that you feel called to. We're not indulging toxic ties here. We're not indulging people who you have wanted to separate from. But if you do feel called to enter like a healing time with someone, and if you're like, okay, let me connect with this person, let me be there for them, it's almost like I feel like these people are support systems for you in some way. Whoever these loved ones are that they want you to reach out to, like, you would be feeling this already, or it's almost like Spirit wants to direct your attention to your loved ones, because it's almost like they might need help, or they might need a listening ear, but they might not be reaching out. So that seems to be a message that's coming through for some of you. So just check on your friends, make sure everything's cool, check on your family, make sure everything's cool, whoever you're close with. That being said, or I'm hearing some night out. Some of them might just need a night out too. That's also coming through. That being said, Sagittarius, I hope this helped you. That was your reading. Thank you for tuning in. If this resonated with you in any way, please like and subscribe and all the things. I post weeklies, I post collectives in between, and you don't want to miss out. I also teach tarot on my Instagram. So if you have an Instagram, go ahead and give a follow. I look into my daily card pools there as well. And we basically start off with the card, and at the end of the day or the next day, we dive into the messages that were channeled, if it applied, how it applied, maybe energies that we could have looked into a little bit deeper, and different various meanings that could be channeled through the tarot. Okay, so that being said, I think that was everything. Oh, and I am offering personal readings, so go check out my website. It's posted in the description box below. That being said, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.